So, so today we celebrate Divine Mercy Sunday, but today's feast is not that old. It started in the year 2000 with Pope John Paul II, now Saint John Paul II, decided to dedicate the second Sunday of Easter as Divine Mercy Sunday, in a way to thank God for how merciful He is and how we have been blessed by His mercy. But before that, some of us may remember that used to have a different name. It used to be called the White Mass, because all of those who were baptized at the Easter Vigil will come wearing their white garments, and so we can all acknowledge them and welcome them in our community. But also used to be known by the name of Quasimodo Sunday. Now, the entrance antiphon for today's Mass in Latin starts with the phrase, Quasimodo genti infantis, which in English says, like newborn infants. Because of the Easter Vigil, we renew our baptismal promises, so we have been made new creatures. So today, it's a new beginning, a fresh start for all of us. So this is why John Paul II decided that today it should be called Divine Mercy Sunday. Again, God could have punished us in many ways for all our sins, but He decided not to do that. God has pity on us and sent His Son to die for our sins. And through His death and resurrection, He has opened the doors of heaven for us. So this is why in today's gospel we hear how Jesus tells His disciples and to all of us 3 times, peace be with you. Peace be with you. During Mass we share the sign of peace because we have received the peace of God into our lives. And now this is why it's so important for us to participate in today's liturgy, and not just today, but every liturgy. Just to remind you, the Mass began with the opening song and ends with the closing song. So I highly encourage you to try to come here early and not to leave right after communion, although it doesn't happen here. I know that, but it's always a good reminder. I know that sometimes Mass gets a little boring. We get distracted easily. And it happened to me too when I was a teenager. I remember that I used to go to church because my parents used to send me, and I was really smart back then, like every teenager thinks that is smart. So what we'll do is, right before Mass start, I will go to the entrance of the church. I will say hi to the priest, wait until the priest gets into the altar, sits, and I will walk away slowly and go and play with some of my friends that we used to be in the gym. And we will know exactly when the communion line starts, so we will come back, get into the line, receive communion like a good boy, and continue Mass. Now, you cannot do that because I can see you through the glass windows, and the gym is way too far. But later on, I realized that I was missing so much by doing that. The Mass is so important for all of us. We have gathered here today as a community of believers. Each of us has an important part in today's liturgy. Deacon Mark has his part, Father Jeff has his part, the servers, the choir, all of you with your responses, singing, laughing to my bad jokes, but you still have a part in today's liturgy. So this is why it's important for us, brothers and sisters, to dedicate at least 45 to 50 minutes of our day to our God, who has been given us so much. And there's so many ways that we can share God's mercy toward us, like feeding the hungry, by buying a meal for someone in a restaurant, or donating blood today. You have the opportunity to do that until 2 p.m., so donate some of blood. Deacon Mark and I have the perfect excuse not to do it today because we travel overseas, and those who travel overseas cannot donate blood. So that's our excuse. I don't know what will be your excuse not to do that. But you still have 2 hours to donate blood. Also, forgive grudges. I know some of us still hasn't been able to forgive our siblings, our parents, our friends for something they have done to us. Today is the perfect day to let that go, have a new start. Ask God to help us to have a fresh beginning. And every day we can do little things by trying not to gossip too much, or by being patient when we're stuck in traffic, especially when we're trying to get into Shelbyville Road. That light never changes. Be kind to one another. Be understanding of one another. And again, share the peace that God has given us through his body and blood, because he is giving us again today a new beginning, a fresh start of our lives.